So in today's video, I was thinking we could discuss about this bullishness or bearishness, because a couple of days ago I made a video. I said that I'm bullish. I think we are going to go up. Since then, we, let's say, crashed down just a bit below the support line of this falling wedge. Now we are back. But we are not saved because we are still in a cluster of the volume, and something else appeared as well. Something which is called Wyckoff. Yes, the famous Wyckoff, something which some of the channels discussed when we were at all-time high, and it turned out to be true. Now, we might be in the same situation, however, I'm not convinced. Therefore, I'm just gonna show you what I think and what are the possibilities, because we are looking ahead of a very volatile week. We have CPI next week on 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And I hope that for everyone who celebrates this event, I also do, by the way, in case my wife watches this video, we will have a very pleasant surprise, a very nice gift from the Fed in the CPI data calculations, and I'm gonna tell you why I think this will happen. So let's start. Here is the Bitcoin's chart, and it is on the daily. As you can see, we are at 21,880, and I have here this rectangle. This is like a volume cluster, and we can debate whether we are out or not, because if we check the last price movements here, this cluster, then we could say that okay, we are out, this was a fake out, and we are again at the support of this falling wedge, the support which is coming from the 70k. This is very important. Now, what I want to elaborate here is that this is not bullish, or I'm not convinced that we are gonna go only up until we have the golden cross. We don't have the golden cross yet. However, I don't think that we are going to crash. I am expecting a side movement. And the reason I'm expecting that, because maybe the CPI won't be as good as we are expecting. Now, if somebody doesn't know, the CPI is the inflation, okay? If it is going down, that is good for the assets. If it is going up, that is good for the dollar. In the meantime, we obviously also have the dollar's strength, which is the DXY. And as you can see, it is bouncing on this 103 support, which is very annoying. I would like it to crash and to go below the 100, because if it does, and it does something like this, this is where the clear bullishness will come in the assets prices, whether that be stock, gold, Bitcoin, other cryptos, anything. Now at this moment we are at the 21,000, and I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting because I don't think that we are in a bad situation right now. You can see at the RSI that we are in the same zone as we were when the Bitcoin was 16,500 here somewhere. Okay, we dipped down below into the oversold zone, but we are very close to that again, and it might happen that we will climb back. Now I'm gonna show you the 4 other altcoins I am watching, and one of them I'm also trading, after which I'm gonna show you the Wyckoff Theory, because we might be there, but maybe the gameplay is a bit different. So Ethereum is strong. I have to say Ethereum is strong. I was expecting Ethereum to fall more, and this year, I think it's in February or March, a lot of Ethereum will be unstaked. Now, the reason I didn't buy Ethereum is that because we don't know whether people who get back their Ethereum and it becomes liquid, will they sell or not. If they don't and they stake it again because they expect a higher price for Ethereum this year or in the next bull run, then we probably will be saved, let's say. Or if they sell some, then we might get some on a good discount price. So far so good. On the daily, Ethereum is also sitting on the 200-day moving average, still no golden cross. It could be both bullish and bearish, and as I said in my previous video, Ethereum didn't break out from this triangle, from this big triangle. I hope you can see it. Yes. So we are still waiting for this, because Ethereum confirms Bitcoin's movement, meaning that if it doesn't break out and it still goes sideways, or it is just held off, Bitcoin's moves might be, if it moves upwards, obviously, might be a fake out. So we need to pay a lot of attention to Ethereum's movements as well. I am waiting for this to break out. If it breaks out, that might bring some happy days. Let's go forward. EGLD, I know that you are waiting for EGLD. For EGLD, nothing has changed. I was super hopeful here at this candlestick when Eagle just broke out from the 45, and I was thinking, yes, we are going upwards, and from there we will touch the 58 or maybe the 60, but no, it broke down again, and we are once again below the $45, and the volume is not convincing. As you can see here at the bottom, it is falling lower and lower. I am 100% sure that once the volume arrives and once the volume spikes, the price will go up. I don't think many people sell Ego these days at these prices because I think the potential is pretty good in the project, but we might need to wait for the X portal, and I am not convinced that the release of the new app will be a big bullish. It might be just before the release, but as it happens with every application, there are some bugs, there are some problems which needs to be solved, and when people are complaining, the price also goes down. It happens. Solana. I have some bad news with Solana. Solana's trade, my trade. So last week, after I showed you that I had some pretty good trades, I also made some pretty bad one, and I didn't wipe out all my profits, but my plus 50% profit on the portfolio was reduced to plus 15%, and Solana was one of the big player there. I was also stupid. Don't do the same as I did, because I started along somewhere here, and as you can see, it just it just stopped me out. My stop loss was somewhere just below this this support line. However, now I'm feeling that maybe another long is in the cards. Yeah, it's always a big question what is happening with the blockchain. I'm just thinking that it is so low that if it breaks out, it will have some good gains. But on spot, I don't hold any Solana. I am not 100% sure. I am still not convinced that that is a good coin to accumulate. Matic. This is the coin which I accumulate. This is the coin which I also trade. I just started another trade on the Matic. I can also show you probably. Yes, as you can see, it's here. So as soon as it broke out from this triangle, I started to long it. As you can see, it's only about 200 and something dollars. So I didn't put here all my money. I still think that trading altcoins is very risky. But yeah, no risk, no gain. So I will risk this small amount of money in order to gain some more. Maybe I will have a dinner on the gains. So we will see. We will see. However, if it breaks out, we have already seen plus 50, 30 percentages, which with a 10x trade, even with $200 could be a good one. However, I don't recommend, and obviously this video is not a financial advice. So let's go and check what is happening with Wyckoff, because it might happen that we are in that situation. Now, as you know, Wyckoff, and let me just show you first what I'm talking about, is the Richard Wyckoff Theory. He was a trader in the beginning of the 1900s, and he discovered that the big whales are moving money around, both at buying and at selling, and they do it so in order not to crash the market. They want to make sure that they can sell all their assets in a very controlled way, and they just crash it at the end when they are all sold out, and they wait for a lower price in the accumulation phase when they see that sentiment is getting back into the retail's head, into people's head, and they are happy or they are prepared to buy again. Now, this is, since probably we had that in the all-time high, this is the accumulation Wyckoff event, which means that they are buying and selling just a bit. And the final touch, the final play where they buy the most is the spring. Now, if the spring doesn't happen, then there is another theory here as well, which is the LPS, last point of support. So both of these are accumulation phases, and obviously the difference between these two is how hard retail is buying, and probably for crypto means how long are we in the bear market. Now, considering that the halving is coming next year, we are well into the bear market, and many people just decided that okay, now we are halfway through the worst part and we must find a bottom somewhere else. Well, it doesn't mean that we are not gonna go lower, and it could also mean that we already seen the bottom. As you can see here on the price, we could have had the spring here, or maybe it is just coming. We don't know yet, and only time will tell. However, if the golden cross happens, and if everybody is happy, CPI will be okay-ish, and the Fed doesn't raise the interest rates or raises just as much as it raised it right now, then we might see a strong sideways or bullish signal. Therefore, in conclusion, for me, Bitcoin is bullish until it doesn't break down below these two moving averages, because I think for many people and for many traders, that would mean that, okay, the golden cross is not here and we will need to revisit some lower lows in order to have a good accumulation. So all the institutions, big buyers, the whales who are behind the curtain can accumulate as much as they want. And maybe we also need some time in order to accomplish that soft landing in that macroeconomic situation, because I still don't think that we are over the recession, and the Fed doesn't think that either. So we need to wait for that flat line in the rate hikes, and that is when the fun starts. Hope you like this content. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe, and yeah, you know the drill. Take care.